What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from January 21st, 2020. And they were in Mexico City, Mexico. Your commentators were on Josh Matthews and Don Callis. Let's not waste any time, folks. Let's get right into it. The show opened up with Tessa Blanchard. You have the crowds chanting Tessa Blanchard. She's glad to be champion. She says she had a hell of a journey, basically what pertains to her feud with OVE, especially what pertains to Sami Callihan, and she cannot wait to fight Sami Callihan again because obviously that's not over. So all of a sudden, she's calling out Sami Callihan, right? All of a sudden, we get Impact Knockouts champion Taya Valkyrie coming out with John E. Bravo, and Taya Valkyrie comes out and says, to Tessa Blanchard, she has heard about Tessa Blanchard making history, and talks about how she broke on the mold and everything. But Taya Valkyrie also let Taya Valkyrie know that she also broke history, made history too and everything. Where pertains her being on the longest reigning Knockouts champion for over a year now. So, basically, Tessa Blanchard and Taya Valkyrie getting each other's faces at this point. All of a sudden, we get Ace Austin coming out. Ace Austin comes out and says, he's beaten Tessa Blanchard before, or pertains to becoming the X Division champion. Yeah, but those who don't remember, he's basically referring to the whole ladder match at Battle for Glory, which it had more than just Tessa Blanchard in that match. It was I can't remember who was in the match too, but anyways, but yeah, he brought that up, and he says, once, and it basically says to Taya Valkyrie, not Taya Valkyrie, to Tessa Blanchard, he'll beat her, and and also basically was hitting on her, and also Tessa Blanchard takes offense of that and beats up on Ace Austin. Taya Valkyrie beats up on Tessa Blanchard, and then we get a double team on Tessa Blanchard of Taya Valkyrie and Ace Austin, and also Trey comes out to come to the aid of Tessa Blanchard, and this ends up being a match for later on, which ends up being the main event, and we'll get to that main event later. And that was it. So the opening, I thought it was decent. I'm not gonna say not much about that. I just thought it was a decent opening. Jimmy Jacobs, he interviews Willie Mack, what pertains to his performance at Hard to Kill, and Willie Mack basically let us know about his future plans, moving forward. Now that Rich Swann is trying to have a speedy recovery after his injury. All of a sudden, Johnny Swinger shows up to interrupt the interview and says that he wants to be his partner. And Willie Mack denies it and walks away. And I say to myself, oh, please no. God, please no. Like this came out of nowhere, and I don't want to see that. We'll get to more of that later. Johnny Swinger. We see Taya Valkyrie backstage. She was not happy, and she basically putting the blame on Johnny Bravo, and Johnny Bravo like she always does. Also, Madison Rayne and Kiera Hogan shows up and says that where's our shots, where's our opportunities, and basically I thought what pertains to them, taking care of ODB, Jordan Grace, and that's what that they had, basically they had to beat them, to get the opportunity. But I guess because if they agreed to Taya Valkyrie, if they could do it, face them and all that, no matter if they win or lose, Taya Valkyrie still has to give them the title shot. So Taya Valkyrie decides to for the next Impact Wrestling show, between Madison Rayne and Kiera Hogan to wrestle each other, and in order that match will get a title shot first. Well, there you go. and then we'll get to more about that whole situation later. So there you go. We get Moose versus Taurus versus Rhino. It was a decent match, and then Taurus wins the match. He beats Moose. Then we get to Gabby Lauren. She interviews Jordan Grace, and Jordan Grace basically she's got plans, to be back into the Knockouts Championship title picture. And she says she wants to face Kiera Hogan and Masseray in a three-way match on the next Impact Wrestling show. So yeah, so much for for Kiera Hogan. Wait, who knows? Yeah, Jordan Grace is gonna be added to the match, and Kiera Hogan is gonna be the pinfall opponent in the match. Yeah, that's gonna make me feel better, right? It's gonna fucking piss me off again. And once again, it just shows that they had no plans for Kiera Hogan at all in Impact Wrestling. Joey Ryan was backstage. I skipped it. I didn't care for it. Moving on. And I didn't care about this either. Joey Ryan versus Maximo. But I heard that Joey Ryan won. But again, I don't care. Fuck Joey Ryan. Moving on. Rob Van Dam and Katie Forbes were being interviewed. But they decided to not. They decided to leave the interview, and that was it. There was not very much to say about that. So Michael Elgin was backstage with Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards kind of promo. I didn't care about Eddie Edwards' promo because of his crazy persona and everything. So basically, the feud is not over. It's going to continue on. So hopefully, this means that Michael Elgin is going to get that trophy away from Eddie Edwards. Havoc, accompanied by Father James Mitchell and Susie versus Rosemary. Yeah, so we got Havoc and Rosemary wrestle each other again on the show. It was decent. Rosemary loses. And during that time, Rosemary poison missed Father James Mitchell. But yeah, like I said, Rosemary lost to Havoc, and then Susie left. She was gone. Father James Mitchell was trying to find her. And that was it. Nothing to say about that. We go backstage and we see the Designated Squad that feature Rohit, Raju, Gama Singh, and Mami Shira. And there was no Rajan Singh for some reason. And it was explained by Shira saying that he sent him away. And Gama Singh did not look happy. And then Rohit Raju was like, saying, "Oh, what are you gonna do about it?" And then Gama Singh decided to slap Rohit Raju, instead of slapping Muhammad Shira. Whatever. We go to the treehouse, of the Rascals. They're having a good time, and they were excited. Basically they were excited for Trey for teaming up with Tessa Blanchard, and then they start smoking some new weed, whatever. What I don't know. It was a fun segment though. I enjoyed it. So we go backstage. We see A. Edwards who fires back at Michael Elgin. He goes to find them, and they start brawling, and then it was a pull apart, and yeah, so the feud continues on. Yeah, so there you go. Hold on a second, folks. I think oh wait, I'm sorry. Earlier, Michael Elgin was kind of promo about Eddie Edwards, what pertains to the match from Hard to Kill, and then that's when Eddie Edwards starts kind of promo, and that's where Michael Elgin interrupted, and they was about to fight, and then that's where we get the pull apart from the securities. My fault. I'm just tired, folks. I'm sorry. Which is why I'm not on camera for this one. And on top of that, is why this video was on private instead of being public. Roy Raju from the Death Hit Squad being covered by the Death Hit Squad versus Willie Mack. Matchup was pretty good. Willie Mack ends up winning the match, but then Mami Shira goes to attack Mami Shira. Oh yeah, Mami Shira attacks Willie Mack, excuse me. And then Johnny Swinger comes out for the save, only to get his ass kicked at the end of the day. So I say to myself, watching this, I say to myself, I do not want to see Willie Mack teaming up with Johnny Swinger. I'm not interested of seeing this. Just like I'm not interested to see Joey Ryan. But the Tessa squad ends up being unstoppable, standing tall. Even though Raju lost. Yeah, that's another guy too. By the way, I'm getting pissed off about. I like Raju, but the way they book him like he's a joke. He's supposed to be the future of Impact Wrestling, along with Kier Hogan, but both of them end up being are fucking losers, taking pinfalls and not winning any important matches. Yeah, great job, Impact Wrestling. You're really not these future stars and making an important stars in Impact Wrestling. Morons. We go backstage, we see the North bragging about their wins, and they want to challenge anyone from AAA for a shot at the tag titles, and we'll see on the next episode of Impact Wrestling. Main event time. Taya Valkyrie being accompanied by Johnny Bravo team up with Ace Austin versus Tessa and Trey. Match itself was pretty good. In the end, it was Ace Austin and Taya Valkyrie winning. Basically, Trey beats. Not Trey. It was Ace Austin pinning Trey to win the match. So yeah, there you go. Now it says, I don't know. I guess the North are not defending the tag titles next week because I'm seeing a lineup full of these matches for the next Impact Wrestling show. I don't know. I guess they're gonna I don't know. I'm just gonna move on, folks, to close up this episode, this review. But Tomar Wrestling, we'll find out. We'll find out once we get to the next episode of Impact Wrestling. But Tomar Wrestling, 5 matches. My overall trend for the show, I'm gonna go. Let's see. I thought the show was decent though. So I'm just go with 6 out of 10. And with that being said, thank you all for watching for Is Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. This was your Impact Wrestling review, the show from January 21st, 2020. Until next time, we'll change to the next Impact Wrestling show. I'm out. So you all stay in peace, stay well, stay safe, and take care.